So we finally have a new government, and it's pretty much the same old, same old. There's not much in the difference. Now, obviously, there's junior ministers, etc., etc., to be appointed, 23 of them, just to say, the largest amount ever. But yeah, so pretty much nothing has changed in the nicest possible way. A few independents, that's about it. The Green Party are not there. That's about it. But there is some surprises as ministers, etc., etc. I was surprised by a few of them. Especially some of them. We'll probably do another video talking about that in detail, all that, but I'll just basically give my initial thoughts and I suppose just go through the list, I suppose, just to tell people. I give my initial thoughts and then I go into more further details in another video. Because especially in a few of these people, a few details, it's a lot of details, that put it nicely, because there's a long list of grievances I have, and the members, and even the Irish people have, with these people. God knows who elected these people, who said these people have done a good job, etc., etc., but, somebody elected them somewhere. So yeah, the first thing, and this is the most important thing, particularly as I keep saying, you often hear me say it, is the hate speech bill. They will definitely try and process that. Now, thankfully, Helen McAtee got the boot from that because she failed utterly as Minister for Justice. Nobody can deny that. Worst Minister for Justice in history, even though she topped the poll in her own area, it's beggars belief. But yeah, Jim O'Callaghan's going to be the new Minister for Justice. Obviously, he's a former barrister, so he knows his way around justice. So we see what happens with the hate speech, but that's what's going to make him or break him. And then obviously law and order, it doesn't exist in this country now. It's just total anarchy, to be totally honest, on the streets. Anything goes, pretty much. So we should see what happens there. But if the hate speech bill, just briefly, if the hate speech bill goes before the Oireachtas at any stage, we should put hell on him to make sure it doesn't be passed, because that's the main worry for justice, and then again, especially that. So a big surprise, I thought Helen McAtee wouldn't get a ministerial job at all, because let's be fair, she's done a terrible job. She's going to get the Minister for Education, Norma Foley's former job. We'll talk about Norma Foley in a second, because that's another one that probably shouldn't have got anything either. So Minister for Education now, Helen McAtee is atrocious. So I can imagine it's going to be another atrocious. Definitely Norma Foley's the worst Minister of Education in the history of the state. So if Helen McAtee might break that record, that's the only thing I can say there, because I don't see her being any addition, to be totally honest, to anybody in education, to be totally honest. She, she's done nothing but a damn. So obviously the next thing is Paschal Donohoe. No surprise there. I could have told you that he was going to be kept as Minister for Finance, and I really don't have much grievance. I have grievance with Paschal Donohoe personally, but he's good at the finance. He is. I will give him that. He's good at knowing what he's talking about in terms of finance, etc., etc. So I won't. I couldn't say I could do better than him in finance. I wouldn't be any good of it. So in fairness, I give him credit where credit's due. He knows his stuff in finance, allegedly, of course. What the public sees, anyway, what I see and stuff, he knows a bit about finance. He hasn't bankrupted the country yet, so that's a plus. So if he does it soon, then I eat my shorts. But so the government chief whip is going to be Mary Butler, and she's still going to be the Minister for Mental Health. There's a lot more I have to say about that now, because Mary Butler's no addition to anybody. I don't know who elected her, who decided to elect her, but she's no addition. No addition. Shouldn't have got in the first place. No addition to anybody. I could have long grievances with Mary Butler, especially in the last few years. Huge grievances with her. So a big surprise too for me was that Minister Darragh O'Brien is now Minister for Transport and the Environment. Now you know him as the Housing Minister. Used to be the House Minister. As you know yourself, the records came out today saying the government said there were going to be 40,000 houses last year. It was only 30,000. So there were 10,000 short. And especially the AGI said that we need to keep to the exact figure, 40,000 houses a year. And so obviously we're 10,000 short, so that makes, pretty much we're always going to be pretty much short, pretty much, because we can't meet the targets. The Housing Minister is going to be James Brown, which is surprising because he was a senior minister in the Department of Justice. So it's surprising that he was moved to there and Darragh O'Brien was moved to Transport and Environment, Eamon Ryan's fund. It's surprising that. So another useless person is Darragh O'Leary. You probably remember from the golf gate. COVID loves the party or that. So he's going to get a big job now. The Social Protection Minister over social welfare, etc., etc. The Gaeltacht Rural Affairs. So pretty much over Tidy Towns, that thing, the community development, pretty much what Taylor Humphreys had. So I don't think he should get anything because COVID loves the party, etc. So he probably shouldn't get anything. But yet here we are. So Peter Buck's going to be the enterprise. Obviously, he was enterprise before, and tourism now. They're going to have a huge new tourism strategy. So we'll see what happens there. Jack Sheamus public expenditure. There's no, we pretty much knew that already. That was going to happen. Jennifer Carr McNeil is going to be Minister for Health, which I didn't think would happen. That she would be Minister for Health, but we see what happens. Some things Jennifer Carr. I could say more about Jennifer Carr McNeil, but we see. James Law and Special Education. we'll see what I don't have much to say about him. Patrick O'Donovan, the culture and arts, etc., etc. Minister Martin Henderson. Sorry, agriculture, obviously big, huge issues with agriculture at the moment. So we should see what happens. I don't know much about them. Simon Howe obviously autonomous though. Minister for Foreign Affairs and the Feds. Now, I don't know about the Feds. Now, I don't think you could tell you what anything is to do with the Feds. Listening to his statement there on the Dáil early on, I don't think you could tell a ship from a plane to be told in the army, in the Air Corps, etc., etc. I don't. Nothing is going to change based in the Feds. It'll probably get worse, if it could get any worse, to be totally honest. And then the biggest thing, which we're all delighted to hear. So we're all delighted to hear that Number 40 still has a job as a minister. It's unbelievable. Like, if you sat down and told me before the election she'd have a job as minister, first of all, get elected, I would have told you you were mad. She shouldn't have got elected. The long grievances I have with Number 42. And long grievances with a lot of them. But children and disabilities. Now, I wouldn't let Number 40 near a child. I don't know who came up with this, but let Number 40 near children, then disabilities too, I'm going to make another video talking about it all because I've long grievances. I could go down the list, but lunacy, very much. But yeah, what am I thinking? Nothing's going to change. It's pretty much same old, and they're off in 2 weeks of holidays. So lovely, 2 weeks of holidays. They elected the government, they're off again on a holiday because why not? And then St. Patrick's Day come along to be off on another holiday, flying around the world. So the Dáil's going to sit on the 5th of February. Would you believe it? It's nearly February already. But yeah, that's when the Dáil's going to sit. And then every day of the week you hear these people here saying, oh, there's a house emergency, there's this, that and the other, but we don't want the Parliament to sit until we're ready to do it, until our holidays are finished and we go on our holidays and vacations and stuff. The Dáil probably should be sitting around the clock. If they're saying there's an emergency, it's a huge emergency, we need to get everything sorted. They should be probably working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every day, even bank holidays, they should be working. If there is an emergency, that's what will require 24 hours of constant debate, etc., and constant issues being sorted. But no, there's no suggestion of that because working, actually doing something, that doesn't go with the Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Fine Fall, and a few independents. Now there's a few more things to say about the independents we talked about in the other video, particularly Mattie McGuire, etc. We have grievances there. I have a few grievances with Mattie McGuire from today. I will talk about them now in a second in the next video. Thank you for the moment.